thing is constraints. The second topic, constraints. So we've already seen about the data type. Now what we're going to see is data constraints. So these are the 5 important data constraints: primary key, foreign key, unique key, not null, and check. We'll see one by one. These are very important because data types are going to express what kind of data you're going to populate inside that particular column. Okay, so what kind of data are you going to load inside a particular column is decided by the data type. What data, right data or a valid data is getting entered inside a particular column or not, this constraints will check that. Okay, what kind of data, whether it is a valid data is getting entered inside the particular column, constraints will check. So data type we have finished. Now going forward with constraint, let's learn first about primary key. So primary key, now there are 4 points which you have to remember about primary key. If you have a table, only one column can be defined as primary key. Means that is the main column for that entire table. Okay, so only one column can be defined as a primary key. That is a key column. That is an important column. Like that, you will tell that. Okay, and the next one is no duplicates are allowed, because you say that is an important column in the table, and you cannot allow duplicates inside it. If it has duplicates, it doesn't make sense. So when you define a particular column of a table as a primary key, it should not hold any duplicate, it should not allow any null values, and it should be auto-indexed. Means it will be automatically indexed. We saw this concept of indexing. Indexing is to fast retrieval of data, right? Indexing is fast retrieval of data. So primary key, you're marking it as important column, right? In a table, you're marking the particular column as a primary key, means you're marking that column as important column. Means automatically it will be indexed. Indexing is nothing but marking it as important, so that whenever there is some query with related to this primary key, fatafat it will give the result to you. So there are 4 important points. Only one column is allowed to be a primary key in the table, and no duplicates are allowed, no null values are allowed, and automatically it will mark that column as an important, auto indexed. So next thing is unique key. Again here, not just one, you can have any number of columns as unique key in a table. If a table has 4 or 5 columns, out of the 3 columns I want to make those as a unique key, means unique key columns, I can do that. It will allow. Okay, but here what is the matter is, it should not allow duplicates, but it will allow null values. Okay, you can enter any data inside unique key column. If you are defining on one particular column as unique key column, you can do an entry. Okay, you can do an entry. You cannot have a duplicate entry. So if you put 1 for the first record, the second record should have 2 or 3 or some other number, not again 1, because it will never allow duplicate. By name itself it says unique values, right? So no duplicates are allowed. But if I don't want to put any data inside, if you want, you can leave it as blank. You cannot allow duplicates, but you can leave it as blank. Now this is also auto indexed because there is no duplicate. Yes, I can use this also as an important column. Yes, so this is also auto indexed. So the next one is foreign key. What is a foreign key? Again, foreign key in a table, can we have more than one column defined as a foreign key? Yes. In a table, if it has 20 columns, 5 columns are foreign key columns, reference columns. What do you call as foreign key is reference column. So can we have like that? Yes, we do have. So duplicates are allowed? Yes, duplicates are allowed. Null values are allowed? Yes, null values are allowed. What is this? It is allowing duplicates, it is allowing null values. So why do you say then this is a constraint now? Yes, this is nothing but a reference value. What do you mean by reference value? What do you mean by foreign key? For example, let's say we are Indians. Why? I am a native of India. My native is India. So when I stay here in India, I'll be called as Indian. I'll be called as a native person. But if I am going to travel from this country to another country, there they will be referring me as a foreign person because I'm not of that native, right? So that's the reason why other country people visit India, we refer them as foreigners, right? So those people are citizens of some other country, they visit our country. So that's why we say them, we refer them as foreigners. So when we travel from our place to another country, okay, so we will also be stated as foreigners. Same way, foreign key is nothing but it is a reference key of the primary key. What do you mean by reference of the primary key? Say, for example, in a table, you have only one column as primary key. Okay, and this particular column's data has to be referred somewhere else in another table, referenced inside another table. Okay, so then that particular column in the other table will be called as foreign key. In this table, it is a primary key, but it is a referenced inside another table, so it becomes a foreign key. I'm here as a native, so I'm an Indian, so I am a native person. If I travel to another country, I become a foreigner. Okay, so data which is present inside the primary key column in this table, it is called as a primary key value, primary data. And when it is a reference to some other table, then it becomes a foreign data, foreign key reference data. Okay, so that is called as primary key, foreign key relationship. So the next one is not null. Okay, not null by name itself, you would understand no null values. Okay, no null values. Okay. So null values, no, not null columns also can be number of, yes, in a particular table, if you have hundreds of columns, I want some 80 columns to be not null. I want mandatorily, I need some data, but no null values. Okay, so when you fill in the website, there will be this asterisk mark. Next to name, next to date of birth, there will be asterisk mark. Means those are mandatory fields to be filled in. You cannot leave it blank. Same way, not null columns are not supposed to be left out as blank. They are not supposed to be having any null values. They are demanding for a data to be entered. So columns which are referred as not null constraint, they are expecting some value. Those are mandatory columns to be filled in. Okay, so that's why they say that duplicate values are allowed. You can enter any duplicate values, but no null values, which is exactly opposite to unique key, right? There are no duplicates. Null values are allowed. Here, duplicates are allowed, but no null values. You cannot leave it as blank. You have to give some data inside that particular column, but you should not leave it as blank. Okay. So the next one, check constraint. For example, in a column, you want to restrict the data to be above 10,000 or something in a numeric value. Okay, so if you have a specific condition to be applied on that particular column, then you go for check. Check constraints are nothing but if you have a particular condition to be applied, then you can go for check. So this is all about this thing, constraints. Let's have a summary about it. So the attributes are number of columns, duplicates, null values, and indexing. So for a primary key, only one column will be allowed as a primary key. Unique key, not null, foreign key, and all can be applied more than one number of columns. Again, for a primary key, will it allow duplicates? No. Unique key allows duplicate? No. Not null? Yes. Foreign key also will allow duplicate. Null values. Primary key will not allow any null values. Unique key will allow and not null will not allow, and foreign key will allow again. So indexing. It happens only for primary key and unique key. Not null and foreign key will not get auto indexed. Okay, manually you can do the indexing. Okay, that we'll learn later. But automatically, these are the two types of constraints which will create index. Auto indexed will be happening if you define a column as a primary key or a unique key. Automatically that particular column will get indexed. So this is a summary about the constraints. So we have learned about data type and constraints in this session. So this is all about the introduction to data. So thank you.